Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 43 of the Realm Recap. I'm Jason from Yakface.com, joined once again this week by Flyguy from Flyguy.net.
Good evening, interwebs.
Good
It's
evening,
another
sir.
weird week, another
Another
strange
weird
week
week.
I was collecting. But
I think people are still, they still have the Force Awakens trailer
they
hangover.
do,
They,
they
they
do.
can't stop watching it
I
and
can't shake it.
stop sharing it and modifying it. And,
Yeah,
I don't know how many different trailers and versions I've seen, people doing their own fan versions, whether it's been the George Lucas version or the original
awesome.
trilogy version
Yeah,
or the Wes Anderson version. There's just so many
true.
different things out there. But
It's dominating everything. It's just it's still the after effects of a trailer for a brand new Star Wars movie. So yeah, we're still feeling the ripples for some time, I think. So
yeah.
yeah, very much the Force Awakens.
So until we get to that part of our show, we'll start out as we always do with the collecting portion. Not a lot going on with Hasbro this week. There are a few things to touch on quickly. Um, this was something that was revealed back, I think, during the San Diego Comic-Con, was the Amazon exclusive Jedi Force set.
Mm.
And this is the Jedi Force is essentially Galactic Heroes 2.0 kind of a
Mm.
deal. Um, and these figures, again, are exclusive to Amazon. It's a Imperial-based set. It includes a Sand Trooper, Stormtrooper, Scout Trooper, Black Hole Stormtrooper, and something else.
TIE Fighter pilot.
TIE Fighter
That
Pilot.
that's a very strange set to come out with, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I mean,
There's no vehicles, there's no creatures, there's no like dewback or anything. It's almost a collector's kind of set, I would have said.
yeah.
Very strange to, yeah.
I mean, the Jedi Force line is essentially dead. From what it sounds like, I don't see it offered in stores anymore.
Nope.
Um, and I think this is just something to get these last few figures out that they were working on.
Maybe, yep. And they had them on shelf. I mean, I've never seen that TIE Fighter pilot before.
No,
And that's that 181st, whatever we call it, squadron with the markings we were talking about last week. A
right?
brand new Sand Trooper-ish. Yep, Sand Trooper, I guess. Shadow Trooper. God, it's all about the Shadow Troopers. Snow Trooper, I think they've had before. Baker Skate, they've had before, and Stormtrooper they've had before. So, yeah,
Yeah,
really unusual set, but yeah, if you want it, looks nice. Nice
pretty
little
cool.
cardboard display.
Yeah, the presentation's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, definitely nice.
Let's see, and some other Star Wars collecting news. Dave Filoni uh, shared a image on Facebook of a new acquisition he had picked up, and this hasn't hit stores yet.
That's right.
The second wave of Mission Series hasn't hit stores yet. This is from the third wave, I believe. But this is the 2-pack that includes Hera and the Stormtrooper Commander.
Yep. And again, he was well before we received Rebels figures. He had tweeted out or put on Facebook the same thing for the other Rebels figures. So he's getting these well in advance. Obviously, as being the creative mind behind the Star Wars Rebels show, but they look good. Looks like a good little double pack. So yeah.
And I
Looking forward
think,
to that.
if I remember correctly, I think he shared those Rebels figures like almost a month before they
That's
probably
right.
hit retail. So I would expect the same thing. And I think that this set and the other figures in the case assortment are slated for later or early 2015. So it's not like we're expecting these anytime soon. But there is an assortment, which is Mission Series Wave 2, that includes 2-packs that includes Sabine with the Stormtrooper. Um, who else is in that? The
I'm talking about.
Shikatro Vizago and his IGRM droid.
So, these are the ones. Sorry, you're referring to these ones we're talking about here, in Hong
Yes.
Kong. Yeah, yeah. So, yes, Vizago and the IG droid, and so they're definitely turning up. But yeah, in Hong Kong already. So these look good. That Baker Skate looks fantastic. He looks really good.
Yeah,
And
and that
Sabine as
Wicket.
well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good
That's
looking little figures, man.
really good.
Again, if you're not bothered with 5 POE, these are pretty sweet. That's a great looking Wicket, actually. Now we see a
Yeah.
close up of that. Wow, pretty slick. They've really divided a lot of people. I've seen a lot of comments on my reviews. People are either loving them or hating them. It's
Mhm.
not a lot of middle ground on them, but good looking figures. Very good.
Yes, I would expect that these should. I think they're scheduled for December sometime here in the U.S. I think I remember
Sure.
seeing that on the Dorkside Toys site. Um, I've got my
Good
case
news.
order in, so hopefully soon. That'd be a nice Christmas present to get.
Definitely.
Let's see. Moving on to Sideshow and Hot Toys. This was kind of a surprising announcement that kind of came out of the
Yeah.
blue. They revealed the Hot Toys exclusive Shadow Trooper.
Damn, this is a good looking thing. This is a good looking thing. So they're going to get money out of this Hot Toys Stormtrooper release, and yep, they didn't waste time, did they? I mean, the Stormtroopers were only a couple of weeks ago. We know Han and Chewie are going to, sorry, Han and Luke are going to come at some point soon enough. So dive deep, people, because you'll nearly have spent $1,000 by the time you buy all of these. But he looks good.
Yeah, it's weird too with this set is, they call it the Shadow Trooper, and Hasbro's recent release that included this figure with the pauldron was considered the Shadow Trooper Commander.
That's right. I know they just can't get it right, can they? It's and it's Black Hole Stormtrooper, really, if you think about it from a way back in the comic days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paint a black color or something.
With those parts that are included on here, those little pouches and the pauldron and whatnot, that obviously says they have a Sand Trooper coming. So
okay, make it
add that to the pile.
And a dewback, maybe. I don't know. Oh my God, it's just 2015 is not going to be a cheap year, that's for sure. So.
No, and surprisingly, this release went up for pre-order just a couple days ago. Is sold out, and you have to waitlist it if you want to get in on it. And I didn't pay attention when it went up, but this is scheduled to ship in January.
Yeah, very quickly.
So this is going to come out before the Stormtrooper itself.
That's right.
So
that is right.
Unless there's some delay or that's wrong, but no, this is supposed to be the first Hot Toys Stormtrooper release.
Yeah. If you really want to get this thing, at least get on the wait list, because there's normally a lot of cancellations. A lot of people sometimes can't get the card right, or they can't ship to whatever country. So if you want it, do it now. Otherwise, not going to happen. So there's a link in the show notes if you want to go and get it. But go and get it, because this is a beauty. I think this thing's going to double in value easily.
Yep.
People will be charging that on eBay. So good looking figure.
And then also regarding Hot Toys, this was an image, a blurry one at that, had shown up over in the SideshowCollectors.com forums, and this was for what I thought at first was a 1/6 scale, 12-inch Boba Fett, but there are 20 plus pages now devoted to this image. You might have to go to the first post in that forum thread, but I think this has now been deemed a fake.
Aha. Okay, that's a lot of work to go to for.
Very blurry image, and this was also because of the blurry icons down in the lower left of the image. That's clearly the Hot Toys logo in the lower left. Right next to it, there's a circular image or circular logo, and that is comparable to Hot Toys quarter scale releases. So this is actually a quarter scale figure. More of the I guess the 18-inch type of premium format scale, I would say.
One thing which looks incredibly odd. Look at how small that skiff is. The railing on the skiff around his foot would suggest that Boba's a giant in this kind of shot here, but
later on in this thread, like I can't remember what page, it's like 20 pages in, 18 pages in, there's a link there, and it says that someone had created this kind of like using Photoshop and using a Metacom toy figure and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if I believe it or not, because people that have responded after seem to have glossed over that completely. So I don't know if this is real or not.
Well, I mean, regardless of whether it's real, it's kind of we've just seen again in very rapid fire succession 2 stormtroopers, which we just know are going to be Han and Luke,
Mm-hmm.
a shadow trooper. Boba Fett's not going to be far behind. He's one of the
Right.
most sellable characters. I mean, they'd be nuts not to do it. I mean, Sideshow's last release was a year and a half-ish ago or something, so
Right.
no reason they
And
couldn't.
and Hot Toys does have the quarter scale license as well now. They announced that at the
True.
same time as their 1/6 scale, so it's not out of the question that this would be completely doable, and it's probable, in fact, that we'll get a Boba Fett in both
Whatever
scales from them.
Yeah, I agree. So,
It's
yeah.
it's a sad joke if it's not real, but it's not all that disappointing, I guess.
No, well, look, it's going to come at some point. It's
Yeah.
going to come at some point. So again, we see Darth and Obi as well in the last while.
That's
so
right. And
it's coming. It's coming.
honestly, there's just Hot Toys is totally taking advantage and exercising their license. So,
Yep.
to my wallet's
Yeah, demise.
chagrin,
But, it may. I mean, they may well be. They have a renewable time on that license, or I don't know, and they're just going to milk it quickly before they have to renew it. But maybe it costs more when the Force Awakens comes out. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Let's see. Moving on to some other items for this week. Revoltech had revealed new images for the C3PO 6-inch figure, which looks
looking thing.
like the ultimate 6-inch C3PO figure. I don't see how Hasbro's can even touch it.
I know. Well, at that price point, it is nearly double. So,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Hasbro have got to up their game now in terms of this vac metallization. So, it's a beaut. That's a beautiful looking figure. Joins in the right places. They've still managed to keep the pistons going there. The facial sculpt looks on the money. Don't quite know what's going on with the neck there, but nice little options as well. Mouse droid and a stand, which damn it, Hasbro makes stands for figures. But that's pretty beautiful. I mean, articulation and vac metallization. This must have cost a little bit to make, that's for sure.
Right.
And surprising that they've maybe rushed this out, or maybe ahead of Hasbro's, or don't know.
That's what I was thinking too, because that how long is that? That's been 6-7 months, probably longer. That Hasbro. They've never officially announced that C3PO figure, but it has been solicited, I think, through. I think Diamond was the first place where that showed up. But yeah, we haven't seen this figure on the radar.
Not really at all. No images, no nothing. But this one's a beauty. That's a really good figure, and a little mouse droid. So even for the whatever it is, I think at $50, $45, $50 by the time you get it, it's a slick piece. That's the best Revoltech figure I think I've seen in a long time. There's normally always some stylization or something just a little bit off, but that's a beautiful figure.
Yeah, and that is also currently for pre-order through Big Bad Toy Store. So if people are interested in that, they can pick that up there.
Yep.
Let's see. There was another Herocross figure announced, which it didn't necessarily come out of the blue, but we haven't seen any, multiple images of it like we have with the Stormtrooper and the Vader. It's the Sand Trooper.
That's right, yeah. So they're using the same body pretty much that they've used before for the Stormtrooper and the Shadow. They did the Shadow Trooper too. But it's the same little chunky body and articulated metal legs with the plastic over the top of them. But he looks good. It's very stylized. Nice looking little figure. He's going to be heavy. You're going to need that stand on him because of the backpack.
Yep.
Because they're chunky little figures. But yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know what show it was at, but I saw a few prototype images of that online, and it has like 3 or 4 different rifles and blasters that comes with it, and it showed two different backpacks with it. I'm not sure if it was just. I'm not sure what the differences were between them, if any. It just had them on display next to the figure, so there's going to be some display options with it as well. So I imagine there'll probably be future paint variants for the pauldron.
Yeah, true.
They'll probably recycle it, so who knows?
You can't blame these guys.
Yeah.
You can't blame them.
we'll touch on it later in your review of the Vader. But what do those go for, retail wise?
You Herocross have them directly for around about 89 or 85 bucks, I think it is. And shipping's pretty cheap from Hong Kong. So they are expensive, but they're heavy.
Right.
They come with a stand, as you said, quite a few weapons. The Vader, the cape was beautiful. The detail was immaculate. So they're premium figures, but they're again very stylized, very collectible. So when you look at Hot Toys, when you consider what you're getting there, and you got to pay 220 plus, it's probably fairly priced for what it is. So,
right.
Yeah.
See, our next item is Anovos, which the past couple of weeks they've announced some new products. I think they announced the Vader and they announced the different Imperial officer outfits last week for Black Friday. They did the TIE Fighter pilot. Now they're offering the Darth Vader helmet as a standalone piece. So
wow.
I'm not sure. It's an interesting offering from them. I would think they would want to sell it as a complete set.
Well, I think one thing that this does is it makes it a little bit more affordable to sell in parts and pieces. If you're able to get the mask, it's not only a cosplay piece, it's maybe a display piece too.
Right.
Then maybe the chest box, then maybe the outfit. It's if they do, I think if they play the cards right, if they just to bang something down at $3,000, it's very limited the amount of fans that could get that. But to do this in pieces, I think is actually quite a smart move, because that's a beautiful piece to just collect as almost like a master replica kind of helmet on its own. It's wearable, it's doable, and it looks the part.
Yeah, and if it had a decent, I didn't read to see what it included as far as other accessories, maybe a stand.
Don't think it has one.
No,
but I didn't seem to see it. It's got that pricing we talked about last week. That kind of if you were, Cyber Monday, get in there, you would have got it for $299. So yeah, it's one of those things to buy quickly. A little video there, which I don't think tells us too much. It was just a 360, if I recall. But yeah, no stand with that, as far as we can tell. That's not. You can pick up stands relatively cheaply. Online, I picked up one for my Stormtrooper helmet that was broken. I managed to get another one there, but they're just showing you in the video that little kind of how the helmet goes together. It looks pretty light and not that heavy, to be honest. So,
right.
I don't know, a little bit on the expensive side. But then again, the Biker Scout helmet from Master Replicas recently was pretty expensive.
Ridiculous.
So, yeah, ridiculously expensive. So, but a beauty nonetheless. So, or sorry, EFX, I should have said.
Right. Let's see, what else? Newsletters had gone out on the 1st of December for January solicitations for Lego, and they had updated their website with the calendar announcing that the official release date for the Slave 1, the Lego Slave 1 Ultimate Collector Series piece is going to be January 1st. That will be available exclusively through the shoplego.com website, as well as in the Lego stores.
And you get a mini ETDP.
Yeah, that's available as a separate offering. You could purchase that with, I think it's available with any Star Wars purchase.
Oh, nice.
So you don't get it just with the Slave 1, but
that's a pretty essential purchase, it has to be said. But $200 after Christmas, once everyone's completely broke, is it's going to be tough. But
ask for Lego store gift certificates for Christmas or something.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a beautiful set. Damn, gotta get that thing. Oh, little Boba. Very nice, very nice. Very expensive, very expensive. That's the title of this show, it should be.
Right. Moving on to some custom bits of news this week. Brandon Flores, who we've talked about several times on previous shows, has gotten into the Force Unleashed customizing even further. Last week, I think we had shared his Daisy Ridley character with the speeder. He's now working on the Stormtrooper, which looks pretty spot on. He's using the Clone Trooper body as a base, it looks like, judging by the legs and the torso and everything. But it is a sculpted head.
he's turning these things around. I mean, we've talked about this already, but he's turning these things around at record speed. He posted a couple of pictures on your page, a couple of different ones on mine. I think I get the dirty ones, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm obviously dirtier than you, Jason. So I get the dirty ones, you get the clean ones. But he, there's the mold he went through, and just so he's taken the Stormtrooper and then built this mold around it. But Brandon, hopefully you're watching. But you're an amazing talent, so you really are. Not only do you make 6-inch scale AT-ATs, but you're already onto Ep7 troopers. So someone mentioned in a comment, I don't know where it was, mine or yours or somewhere, but it was Hasbro, give this guy a job, and I could not agree more.
Right.
He's just this John Boyega. So yeah, he's his custom.
I saw earlier this evening he was casting helmets for sale.
Wow.
To offer up, and he was doing some. There's another one of his pieces he's working on. The Mystery Sith.
The Mystery Sith, yeah. Oh my God, he's this guy's just a force to be reckoned with himself. Go on, Brandon. That was another one he shared as well earlier on through the week. And thank you, Brandon, for sharing all these images. But yeah, little gimmicks, I guess, light up gimmick kind of things from Tatooine and stuff. So it's just an amazing piece of work he's going on here, and churning them out at record speed. That's Kenny Crayley, but. Yeah, Brandon Flores, what a guy, what a customizer, man.
Yep.
You're stunning as dude every week. There's always something. So looks good.
Let's see, you had also shared a custom white poncho for the prototype Boba Fett, which is kind of similar to what was released. Oh, what was that for? Oh, it was kind of based on more of the concept art, I guess, for Boba Fett than actual.
Yeah, well, I mean, the original one, as we know, the prototype was the beach towel, which said
Right.
Star Wars, and that was the kind of novelty gift, the extra, the exclusive that came with the Sideshow version. But Boba's always got a poncho of some kind, and Hasbro kind of, I guess, kind of slightly did include one of, in some ways, it's just, albeit folded down. But these were just kind of different. They were like $6 shipped, I think it was. And I just thought if I play around with this, I thought this looked rather cool in the khaki color, but there was a white one there as well. The logo didn't look quite as good, a little bit bleached there, but yeah, I mean, since I posted it up earlier on tonight, geez, the amount of people that have been just buying these things. So you're welcome to the guy on eBay, whoever it is.
Yeah, I took the link and I checked out what the guy was offering, and he's got Jedi capes, for like Obi-Wan
yeah, that's right, yeah.
and Anakin, and cloaks and whatnot for Luke Skywalker, the Jedi Knight version, and just a bunch of different stuff, and in different colors. So.
Yep. And we all need a custom-made tight dress red, so yeah, we need one of them. So
he's got quite the collection of female gear there as well. So
I mean, again, I think there's a huge customizing kind of not only Hot Toys but 6-inch scale, and just people love customizing toys, and so I mean, look at the variations. I mean, that red one looks actually pretty cool as well. So for $6, I thought just try this thing out. Sorry, my bad, $4 shipping, but yeah, there's some nice things. So Rick Hort 409, who's in Penang, Malaysia, and the images for some reason will not load. Good old eBay, but yeah, the good-looking little custom, so I thought worth sharing.
Yep. Let's see. Also this week, in regards to the Force Awakens, there was a link I had saw share on my Facebook regarding a printable 3D version of the ball droid, FIFA droid, from that, and it's a 1-to-1 scale, which is
that's paper.
No, this is plastic. That's printable.
Oh, I see.
Like through one of those 3D printers. If you've got one large enough to print a life-size version, I want to move in with you or something, because that thing is crazy. But
yeah,
this being, you can see some of the model images there.
But I mean, I think
not entirely accurate.
Yeah, I think you were right about that.
Yeah, the ball isn't necessarily spherical that he rides on.
Yeah.
But still, it's cool. I mean, people are way into this. They're jumping, feet first into the customizing of just a brief amount of, characters and droids and whatnot that we've seen from the.
I know, they're just. seconds of footage from something where you don't know anything about it has just spurred this whole internet kind of group of people. But I think you're absolutely right with the whole circular piece. You can see as the FIFA goes round and round, the patterns stay on this side. They don't alternate or move around in any crazy direction. So yeah, I really think once we see this, you'll be right in proving the two circular spheres. But yeah, I mean it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah. So if you have access to a 3D printer, you could download even a small one. You could download the plans, the file, whatever it's called, and you could print one of these at any scale. So you could print one at, for a 6-inch scale. You could print one at a 3 3/4 inch scale. It all will still work. So that's pretty cool.
You may do it better than Hasbro's turns out to be. You just don't know. So depends on what it's like.
Let's see. And then also regarding 3D printing and episode 7, there was a link I was given for a custom 3D printed broadsaber from the trailer, which looks exactly like anything Hasbro may release, to be honest.
Yep, I agree.
It has the telescoping blades and...
Yep. I like it. This is just gone from... This was only, 10 days ago? It's just insane. Let me turn this volume off here a second, if I can. But yeah, there's a little... what was the video? Is that it? That was a little... Oh, that's the printer again doing its thing there, doing its magic on the little... Okay, so we 3D printed one. There's the parts getting put together. Wow, that's pretty basic, but very cool looking.
Yeah, it's... Let's
see if we can expand that.
Disney has a Build-A-Saber deal you
That's
could
right,
do.
so they do, yeah.
And this is very much like that. I would not doubt in the least that they have something like this, or Hasbro offers something similar, but it's...
You got to be worried if you're Hasbro that people are able to do such a kind of quick job of this. So good job at him flicking that out there in all in one piece. Never mind.
It's very cool.
That's very cool, isn't it? Again, 10 days later and there's already versions of this thing to buy. Well done, fans.
Let's see. Let's skip number 9. We're going to lose that one. Let's see. Justin Chewy from our website has released his latest photo novel, which is called Veils of Deceit. Pretty cool in our forums.
Let's have a look at that. That's a little customized Han Solo, I think, at the back there. And yes, it is indeed.
Goes through this little character profiles for each
That's nice.
person and gives a background. And then this is, I think, part 7 in his story that he is telling. Pretty cool.
That's stunning.
I think I don't have any time. I mean, this takes another time.
It's I just hats off to these people again. The time this takes, I can barely get time to post things. Just rushing about trying to keep up with the news here every week. But that looks amazing. So well done, Justin. Jeez.
Yeah, to not only customize a figure, make a scene for them to stand in.
Yeah.
Photograph it, and then also have a story to accompany it. I mean, it's just an amazing amount of time and talent that's involved there.
It is indeed. So, and a lot of toys and money. That's a great looking facial sculpt in that figure there.
Mm-hmm.
That almost be real. That's very well done. So yeah, scripted as well. There's the story going on here. So go over to the Yakface forums and check this out. There's a link in the show notes. But yeah, a full-on toy story, literally. So wow, we're not even halfway through yet. That's fantastic. So well done, Justin. Jeez.
Let's see, a couple more customs here. You had shared this article from Amy Radcliffe regarding a custom role-play game table. I think this article was shared on the StarWars.com website.
It was, yeah. This was, it kind of reminded me of Microsoft Surface, that terrible table that never really went anywhere. But yeah, this just looked fantastic. So yeah, she's put an article up at StarWars.com. And it's this customized gaming cable. I'm not a big RPG card playing fan, but this is custom, and that looks pretty cool. That's very impressive.
Yeah, it's all lit
So,
with
yeah,
LEDs, and it's backlit to. That just looks.
it looks as if you would buy the damn thing. So yeah, she talks through how they made it, and they're beautiful little figurines. Some of these for the RPG Star Wars game, particularly Shuttle and the Slave One and the Falcon look fantastic. Pardon me, but yeah, nice little article on customizing your own RPG table.
Let's see.
What else do we
And
have?
then collecting the Star Wars Holiday Special. You had shared this in the show notes here. This was an article posted by Gus Lopez.
That's right, at the Star Wars Collectors Archive, and I just the article caught my attention because I thought, when the hell was this in Star Wars? But Star Wars Holiday Special, that wonderful show that, for purposes of research, I watched or tried to watch about 20 minutes of tonight. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. It's so painful. Have you ever watched the whole thing all the way through?
Oh yes, I went. My first. We talked about it, I think, last week.
We did, yeah.
My first viewing was last year around this time. There is another showing of it for Toys for Tots next Wednesday, which I'm going to, and I can't wait. They have two showings of it, actually, at 7 o'clock and one again at 10. You sit around, you watch it, you eat, you drink, and you make fun of it, and you just experience it with other people,
Yes. It's been a long, long time since I watched it, but yes, I was reminded of Lumpy's kind of teenage lusty dream sequence that he has with the female. What is going on in that sequence? It's just, whoa, the 70s, man. The acid must have been great. But however, Gus Lopez makes a great little article, and he actually talks more about the sales from the holiday special, the animation sequence there. So it's a good little article, and Gus Lopez, man, the guy has such an amazing collection. So we just wanted to share that very quickly. Go check it out. Link in the show notes.
And what's funny too is one of my local friends that is in the Jedi Defender Minnesota Collectors group. He's part of the 501st, and he dresses up as different characters, Imperial officers, X-wing pilots, and whatnot. He dressed up as that green alien deal last year at the holiday special showing,
nice.
And I'm sure he's going again this year. So I'm sure I'll see him there. So
there's way too much spandex on that. Outfit,
I'll have to take some pictures this time. But
very good.
Pretty crazy.
Number 12.
Yeah, again, relating to the holiday special, at this screening that I'm going to, they're offering a limited edition poster. I don't know if you're able to share that, or I can if you can't.
Yep. Nice. Bad sweater time.
Yep. Only 25 of these posters. These are, screened posters printed in the traditional sense. And there's only 25 of them available. So my friend Barrett from Star Wars Action News, he wants one really bad, so I'm going to try to get one for him.
Okay. Wow.
Each year they have an exclusive poster to sell or for sale.
Wow.
And a lot of people do collect these. I know. I can't remember. Someone else, I think it was someone else Lucasfilm related collects these as well. So
very cool. Oh, look, these things are cool. I'm more thinking if it was an actual sweater.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, that'd be bad. But someone out there in Etsy is probably doing it right now, knitting away, knit one, purl one. They're probably doing something. So yeah, share your horrible Christmas sweaters with us. Let's see some horrors. Let's
see. That brings us to our toy guide and updates and reviews for this week. I managed to get a couple out. We talked about one last week, the Luke Skywalker. Got that out there. I also was able to post today the Obi-Wan. I didn't have it in the show notes, but it is there. Throw it in there quick. These are the Saga Legends 5 POA figures. Still pretty great. I mean, that Luke Skywalker is one of the best 5 POA Lukes that have ever come out. It's not going to replace any super articulated version anytime soon, but it's for what it is. It's it's pretty awesome, I think.
It is. I love when you, in your photos, as usual, and I do love your toy guide, you've added quite a few extras in there. The steps, I take it, are from some Power of the Force set or something,
The
or...
steps are from that Star Wars Unleashed line that Hasbro did.
Wow, okay.
Um, it came from a Darth Vader. It was him, like, it looked like he
I
was
know the one
jumping
you're
down the
talking about.
stairs.
Yes, yes, yes. And you've added a cape there as well at one point, so...
Yeah, recycled the cape from the vintage
Oh, so it is. Oh, yeah, wow, okay. Very cool. It's a great facial sculpt. It's one of the things I just reviewed the first few of them we were talking about last week. But as I'm going through these, I mean, again, I'm not a huge 5POA fan, but you really do appreciate the paintwork on these things. They are on the money. They really are. I mean, those eyes are great. The face, for the first time, actually, it looks like Luke. But
Right.
it's yeah, very rarely do we get a good Luke Skywalker. They always manage to do something kind of weird with the face, but very well done. And you mentioned you've got Obi-Wan as well in there, which I'm a little less than impressed with. I think we've
Yeah, this one
suffered from
is
Obi-Wan-itis, so
it's a bad figure. From a paint,
it's
it's a nice sculpt. We've received this kind of figure before. They've done it a lot better in the Clone Wars line, and as a vintage collection figure. But this version, the sculpt, like I said, is decent. It's the paint that is just not that great. The face is
yeah.
not the best, and there's a lot of white showing through on the
hmm
lower portion, around the hips and the legs. But still,
People love this character. They have a real desire for this. Obi-Wan in the clone gear. It was a big hit, I think. I guess in the that's a great looking face there on that one. The almost
Mhm.
ginger Obi-Wan. But yeah, it's the same figure effectively, isn't it? Yeah, painted over and over. Nice comparison, sir. That takes a lot of time to do. Well done.
Yeah, I got to make sure I have have
The
my
figures
fingures
at
handy.
hand. I know. But yeah, it's nice to see the comparison with the articulation version there from the very hard to get vintage collection. That one, I believe, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Which was a great figure, very very posable. Just shows you what they can do, the difference. But then there's a price difference as well. So good old
Yep.
articulation, but good looking figures nonetheless. Cool. What do we got? What's
See,
next?
then you had done you've been pounding out the reviews this week. I saw a bunch of
Yes.
Rebels figures and 6-inch figures, and now this Herocross Darth Vader that you had posted most recently.
That's right. So yes, the as we know, Darkside Toys got them in recently. So I plowing my way through the 12 figures in the case. Started off with a few, the Inquisitor and Ezra and so forth, which I always mention the toy guide. It's always a good source. But looking at the this guy here, this is the Herocross figure we were talking about earlier on. Beautiful looking package. It's like a mini Hot Toys. It's gorgeous the way it's presented inside, and the guys at Herocross were very kindly sent me this one to review. But it really is nicely presented, nicely put together. It is a small figure. It's probably, I think I mentioned the size, about 6 or 7 inches, I think it was. But you get a stand and stickers, and the lightsaber. It's everything you would expect it to do. But it's not for everybody. It's not a figure that everybody wants. But they seem to be expanding this line really quite rapidly with all the
Yep.
Disney stuff and Batman and Toy Story. There's the old
Transformers.
Shadow Trooper. So those two still go for a pretty sweet premium on eBay. So yeah, they have plans to do a lot more. And we talked about the Boba Fett that they've got coming. I'll finally post some high-res pictures of that. But yeah, good old stuff here, of course. I'm kind of excited what they might do for some of the Force Awakens stuff as well. So
You had mentioned
interesting to see.
stickers that are included in that. What are the stickers exactly?
So the stickers are for the base. So you get a flat black base, and you get a sticker that's the name that
Oh,
goes on the
nameplate.
front of it, and then an Imperial cog emblem that goes on the base where Darth stands.
Okay.
So pretty small stickers, but they just add a nice little touch to the base. I guess it keeps the printed base cost down rather than
Right.
and somebody mentioned to me there's 4 little pegs on the stand, and I can't remember who it was, but kudos to them. That's replacing the extra parts from the Darth that goes on the stand too.
Well,
So
that's cool.
it's nice, nicely presented. So yeah, check it out.
Okay, moving on to TV, movie, book, and game news. Again, we're going to touch back on the trailer here a little bit. Um, it was revealed on, I think it was Good Morning America, which is an odd place to reveal it, that Andy Serkis is officially the voice in the trailer that we hear. Um, a lot of people, including myself, thought it was Benedict Cumberbund or Cumberbatch, whatever his name is. Um, but it was
Cumberbatch. Yeah.
Cumberbatch. Yeah, it was confirmed, and he confirmed it himself that it was, yes, Andy Serkis was the voiceover in the trailer, and it sounds like he has a ton of roles and relevance to this whole new trilogy. So if you read spoilers, there are a few sites where you can go. MakingStarWars.net for one.
Reddit is the other one.
Reddit, yeah. You'll be able to read
everything. So.
Be able to read some spoilers involving him and what his involvement in the saga will be. But kind of cool to know that that was his voice and whatnot. Let's see.
He's probably pissed off that everybody's thinking it's Benedict Cumberbatch and not him. Because everybody thought it was him. So
yeah, one interview I saw with him said, no, he gets enough work, something like that. And it's not like he doesn't get any. I mean, he's like he seems to have been in every major motion picture in the past 10 years, with the Lord of the Rings, and now he's involved with Marvel.
King Kong.
And now he's done Star Wars. It's just like Planet of the Apes.
Exactly. So,
it's not like he's hurting for work. So.
Nope. So.
There have been a few spoof trailers that have come out regarding the Force Awakens. The first one that I had saw last week was the special edition version, as George Lucas would have released, and it's hilarious for many reasons.
This is just gold. I laughed out loud. Kudos to Paul at Jedi Temple Archives. He shared this, the first place that I saw it. But there we go. The Ronto walks right in front of the scene.
There's all the traffic in the sky.
Yeah. The terrible CGI dewbacks. Oh man, it was just. It's very very. The Rock that just cracked me up over R2 and Star Wars: A New Hope. That was a really well done one there. Tamura Morrison in there. Cy Snootles, what's going on there? Oh, there's Jabba. So it was just really funny.
That part was my favorite, where Oscar Isaac dodges the laser bolt inside the cockpit of the.
Oh, I never noticed that. So we did. So we're getting of course, a hand shot first. I never noticed that. Well done. I never noticed that one. Clever. So yeah, there's all the added traffic up there in the Tatooine sky. His head just moves from side to side. Oh, I love this one. This is just so good. And of course, the extensions to the extension. There's Anakin, and lots of extra little bits and pieces. Why not just
goes like right through his hands.
Oh dear. What else did they do? Oh yes, this was another classic one as well. Although
swarms of TIE fighters.
Where did they add extra TIEs? I thought that Return of the maybe they did it the special edition Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I always thought there was a lot of them anyway, but really funny. That was on the money. Yes, very good.
And there was another one too, the Wes Anderson version of the trailer.
So, have you seen what was the film, The Grand Budapest Hotel?
I have not.
Oh, it's just a great film if no one's seen it, but this was the other trailer he shared. I won't play it all, we're taking too much time on these, but definitely check them out. If you know Wes Anderson, his movies are often very witty, great visuals. French is always in there somehow, and yes, there's lots of references to this. The music, the soundtrack, we can't obviously play it here, but it's very well done, very witty. Big bold letters in the text. Yeah, you got to watch it. It's not one we can share as easily as the special edition one, but very Wes Anderson, it has to be said. So yeah, go and check it out. What else we got?
Yeah, we'll have a link in the show notes where people can check it out. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen the Colbert version explaining the broad saber. There's people that have speculated, how does that crossguard lightsaber work with the two little, you know, blades that jet out. It's like you're going to cut your hand off. What if the lightsaber from your opponent slides down the blade and chops off the little protrusions that that come out? But he has a firm grasp on how the Star Wars universe works, I think. So
He does, and he presents it beautifully, really funny.
it's hilarious.
So it is. Definitely check that one out. It's now
Sure.
on YouTube. I think there were some other links, but they were region blocked. So yeah, check the one in the show notes again, and you'll get a chance to watch it. So cool.
Let's see. Moving on here a little bit to some book and game comic news. Marvel, who has recently, we all know, reacquired the license for the Star Wars title. They are pumping out the variant covers for Star Wars #1, which isn't due until I think the 15th or 12th, something like that, of January. But there are now almost 30 different versions of the covers that you can get. It's
That's
insane.
That's insane. I think so. There's a Rebel Scum quoting. Is that the?
Yeah,
Wow.
I shared a link there that shows the different versions so far. I suspect there'll be a half a dozen more before the thing is actually released. But
look at the prices on these things. $9.99.
Yep.
100. 20, 18, 20. Jeez, $29.99. Oh my goodness gracious, that is insane.
Yeah.
For the same comic.
Right. I thought it was bad with the the Star Wars comic that came out early
6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I purchased all of those versions of the cover for #1, and I'm like, screw this.
Well, I mean, looking at this list already, some of them
there
are
was only
exclusive.
7.
Yeah, I mean, some of these are exclusive to the UK, so add in your flight cost or shipping or whatever, and this is only available at Georgia, Florida. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I hate exclusives at the best of times, but this was an interesting one we had there in the show notes earlier on. The figure version, I don't know what you would call it there, but yeah, it's a nice little touch there, little nod. So yeah, get your wallets out for Star Wars covers.
It totally turns me off of wanting to collect any of them, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. What's the point? 'Cause if you don't
yeah.
get the set, kind of like, it's like whatever.
I don't know. It seems like we talk about a cash grab. It just.
Yeah, that's a cash grab, all right. So.
You give people too many choices, and they can't make up their minds, so they end up not buying any. If they kept it to 10, it would be reasonable.
Semi-reasonable. You could track them down or something, but yeah, that's $100 for one cover. No, thank you. Never mind.
Let's see. Getting towards the end here, there was some episode 7 art links we had shared. You had posted one regarding IKEA.
That's just very funny.
Instructions on how to build the lightsaber.
It's just a little IKEA guy there with the tech and it's the lightsaber. So beautiful. If you know IKEA furniture, you get the joke. But thank you to $1 Million Nerd who's shared this artwork. I don't know who it was that actually did it, but he shared it anyway. So yeah, very, very funny. And
if people are on Tumblr or Instagram or Twitter even, there's just been a ton of Star Wars art posted. If you check out the Force Awakens tag, you'll just get a ton of different amazing pieces.
It's beautiful, and that was actually what the last link I was going to share, put in the notes, was this one there from Needle Designs. But that's a beautiful one. I love the Falcon there with the 7 flying by. I mean, they even picked up the little audio cues there of the probe droid in the background, and just beautiful. So there we go. Look at Frosty, or FR05TY go. It never ends with this thing, does it?
No, it's amazing the amount of the inspiration that has come just from the few seconds that we have seen in the trailer.
I'd love if they did a similar thing that they did with some of the previous prequels, was the the shot of the day. And you
Right.
saw things like Jango Fett with the umbrella, and little weird little snips of the movie would be good to just
With
keep
the
everybody going. Because I mean, it's December, man. We're gonna be just dying for this thing. So yeah, it goes on and on. There's the Jesus one. It's hilarious. It's a beauty of today as well. That just beautifully drawn or designed.
Yep.
So yeah, go to Tumblr. There's plenty of stuff. Again, links in the show notes for all this good stuff.
Yeah, Tumblr seems to be the more artsy avenue to take if you're
Yeah.
looking for stuff like that. Um, there's just a lot of people that use that to distribute their artwork, and
Yep. That was like going back
it's
to the
very cool.
90s with that drawing down the page. It's a little slow there on the web with all these tabs, but yes, it's beautiful. It's a really, really nice. There's just a never-ending stream of stuff that people are comparing and drawing, and wow, you just
Very
sit there
cool.
all night. That's us, I think.
Let's see. Yeah, that brings us to our new toy acquisitions and purchases for this week. Again, I've been very reserved, and I did receive my 6-inch assortment from Dorkside Toys.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
Cool figures.
I
Cool
haven't opened them yet. I know you had posted reviews of a few of these figures on your page and YouTube, whatnot, and I posted a question or statement regarding the little red light on the back of the helmet, and I don't know, I don't know why I even posted that, because I posted it before I opened it, because I have a few different of the regular clone troopers,
Uh-huh.
and it just so happens that the one I picked up didn't have the red
Didn't
light
have it.
on the back of the fin,
Yeah.
and so I figured, well, they're all that way. And sure enough, after I posted that, I went and I opened the green Sergeant one that I received, and it's got the light, and my other plain white ones have the light, so it was just a fluke one that I grabbed. So
No, I mean, it's actually surprising that it's for people not watching, we're talking about the little light at the back of the clone troopers. They have a little light for those that don't know in the back of their helmets. It's something you think they would have missed, but they didn't.
yeah, for sure.
So kudos to them. I mean, who's really going to notice, really? But yeah, they did it. So well done, Hasbro. Nice little touch. So nothing else you bought?
No,
That's a quiet week for you.
yeah, my brother-in-law picked up for me the TIE Fighter from Rebels that includes the Inquisitor.
Nice.
I haven't seen that anywhere, and they seem to be completely sold out in my area. I can't find one I've tried since they were released, and he was able to score one for me a couple days ago, so
Nice.
good for that. That's one of my Christmas presents, I guess.
Cool.
I think that was it, yeah.
Cool. I've not been buying any Star Wars, just a Marvel Legends and a variation on a Captain America one I wanted for long enough. That was it. I really didn't buy anything this week, so saving some pennies. But before we go, I just wanted to give a little shout out to someone who watches our show regularly, Colin Tawes, who is from Scotland. I've spoken to many times before, and he's left a few comments and things before, and got back in touch. But he's a Scottish firefighter, and he actually downloads the show, the MP3, burns this onto CD, and puts this on long trips when he goes working. So
Wow.
old school Colin, and absolutely representing, sir. We're very grateful you go to all
Thanks.
that bother for little old us. So
Very cool.
cool. So there you go. Groovy.
Cool. I think that is it for this week's show. Again, we'd like to thank everyone for watching and sharing and following. We will be back next week. Hopefully there'll be some news to come out. I think there's maybe a couple little action figure tidbits that have yet to be revealed that will pop up before then. So until then, we will see you all next week.
See you later.